Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today is the final episode for the beginner makeup series. So there was 3 episodes left, but I thought I would combine all 3 into one video. Today we're going to be talking all about how to have a long-lasting base, how to all about eyeshadow, and how to make a fuller looking lip. And we're going to also talk about setting sprays. So let's first talk about the eyes first. So what I actually like to do is I actually like to do my brows first, just because I like to keep the brows lasting all day when you do it before your skin prep or even before foundation. I'm going to take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 2.5. I'm first going to brush up the hairs. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fill in the bottom part of my brow. This way, they're going to look very, very natural. Okay, now that I have that down, I'm going to brush this through first before I use a brow pen. Oh, I forgot that I like to do this as well. So I'm going to just create a line right here, just so I know where to stop when I use the brow pen. That is my outline. Now I'm going to take my brow pen. I'm going to use the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. This is in the shade Taupe. I'm going to create hair-like strokes with the brow pen. I'm going to take the spoolie just to clean it up just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing to the other brow. For a brow gel and to finish off the brows, I'm going to take the Maybelline Super Lock Brow Glue. Okay, to continue with the eyes, I'm going to do 2 different ways to prep the eyes for a long-lasting base. So these 2 are ways that definitely does keep your eye makeup lasting all day. I switch between the 2 a lot. So on this side, I'm going to prep the eyes with concealer, and on this side, I'm going to use an eye base. So let's first start with the concealer. So this is the Natasha Denona Hy-glam concealer. This is in the shade N2. So I'm going to take a small amount of this concealer. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lightly apply this to the entire lid, right up onto the brow bone as well. Then to set the concealer, I'm going to use a powder. I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario setting powder. I'm just going to set the concealer. So we're basically going to do the same thing to the other eye. And instead, I'm going to use the MAC Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. I'm going to use the same brush, take a small amount of it, pre-blend it on the back of my hand, and then start to apply that to the lid. And then set that with the powder. Okay, when it comes to doing eyeshadow, I didn't want to go into too much detail. I'm just going to do like an easy, everyday beginner eye look. So I'm going to take my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take 2 shades. I'm going to take Mesh and Fair, and we are going to combine those together. Okay, so I'm going to start on the outer corner of the eye. I'm like blend it up and slightly in the crease. And I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush just to blend the shadow. And I want the darkest part of the eyeshadow to be out in here, and then blending it towards the middle. I want it to be a lot lighter. And I'm blending it up and out so I can lift the eye. I'm going to take the same 2 shades, kind of going to go right in here just to contour that area. And this is the start of contouring the nose. And then take this blending brush just to blend. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, so I did the eyeliner on this eye because I really need to get close to the mirror when I'm doing this eye. I don't know, it's just something weird I have to do. But I'm going to show you how I did it on this eye. So I'm going to take the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Liner Stick. I really like to use this one when I'm doing when I have a long day, or if I'm in a special occasion. I love to use this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in between the lashes with this first. Then I'm going to go on the waterline and then bottom waterline. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eyeliner brush. I'm going to use my favorite eyeliner brush from BK Beauty. This is the 208 brush. And I'm just going to kind of pick up some of the product on the brush and just start creating a little bit. I'm just going to apply it right on the lash line. And I'm not going to go too far in. And I'm also not creating a wing. Okay, to set the liner, I'm actually going to make it even more, to have it stay even more. I'm going to take an eyeshadow from the Natasha Denona palette, and we're going to take the shade Silhouette. Oh, and I don't think I said the name of the Robbie Brown eyeliner shade. This is in the shade Rich Chocolate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same brush, and I'm just going to set the liner. Alright, for mascara, I think this might be the first time I'm using this mascara on camera. I'm not sure. This mascara has become my new favorite mascara. I absolutely love it. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mascara. It is just so good. But I do like to curl my lashes beforehand. So I'm going to curl the lashes, then apply the mascara. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Apply the mascara. Oh, and I did forget to do... So I'm going to apply the lightest shade in the palette. I'm going to take the shade Fair. Like I said, I did forget to do this. I should have done it before the mascara. Oops. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to place this right underneath the arch of the brow to, again, give that lifted effect. And I'm also going to place it right in the inner corner as well. Now let's move on to the face. So we're first going to start with skin prep. I like to keep my skin prep very, very simple. I don't like to have too many products on the face, so I stick to maybe 3 or 4. Today I'm going to use 3 plus a lip balm. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Paula's Choice Liquid Exfoliant. This is one of my favorite products to use right before I use any other skincare products, just to get my skin nice and exfoliated before I go in with anything else. And I do sometimes clean up the brows if they were a little too crazy. Alright, let's go into a moisturizer. I really like to use the ITK Prebiotic Gel Moisturizer. I want to use something that's a gel base. And this one is pretty good. I might have put on a little too much. I can bring it down the neck since it was a little too much. Okay, for sunscreen, this sunscreen has become one of my favorite go-to sunscreens. I love it. This is the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. I'm going to now prep the lips for when we apply the lip combo later. So I'm going to take the Ravie Beauty Lip Renewal Treatment Oil on the lips. Okay, so I'm not going to apply the foundation and everything else right now. I'm just going to let everything kind of soak in for a second, and then I'll be right back. Recently, I've been loving to mix pretty much all my products. So today I'm going to mix the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation with the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I'm going to mix it together on my mixing palette here. One of my favorite brushes to apply any type of foundation is the BK Beauty 101 brush. It's just really, really good. So I'm going to pick up half of the product. I'm not even going to use all of this that's on the brush. Then I'm going to pre-blend it on the back of my hand to get it ready for application. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to start in the center of the face. I'm just going to do little tapping motions just so there's no brush marks and so that the foundation can last all day and it nicely melts into my skin. And I have less product around the perimeter of my face and more of the product where I need it. So that would be like in the T-zone. And then if I need to, I can add a little bit more foundation in the areas where I need it. It's definitely always better to start with a very thin layer of the foundation and then build where it's needed. Okay, I think that is good, and you can see we didn't use that much of the foundation. We still have some foundation on. I am going to pick up a little bit more and just kind of hit this area a little bit on the cheeks. Now I'm actually going to be two different sides, I'm going to be doing two different, I guess you could say, looks. So on this side, I'm going to do the new way I've been doing, and this side I'm going to do the other way. I'm going to now apply my concealer. I'm going to take my Natasha Denona Hy-glam concealer, and again, this is the same shade that we used on the eyes. This is N2. I'm just going to take my concealer brush, and I'm not going to go right up against the lower lash line. I'm going to go slightly below that. And on this side, we're not going to do concealer just yet. On this side, I'm actually going to take my contour product. On this side, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I'm just going to add some of the product here and on the forehead. What I'm going to do, let's see, okay, I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to just blend this up and out, and I'm not going to move it anywhere else. I just want to keep it where I applied it and blend it in like that. And then with what's left on the brush, I like to apply it on the jawline. Alright, let's move back to this side. So now I'm going to set the entire face, the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pre-blend it on, well, I guess the palm of my hand, and just set the T-zone first, and then I'm going to take a bigger brush to set everywhere else. And then I'm going to take a powder puff. I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario powder puff, and I'm just going to apply this, set the face where there is a little bit more shine, basically only in the T-zone. Now let's get into the bronzer slash contour. So I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and I'm just going to pick up some of the product, pre-blend it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to do the same placement, of course, and the same technique, just in this area, and blend it up and out. I'm going to take it on the forehead, and then with what's left on the jawline. Alright, now let's move into the blush. So I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. This is the shade Perfect Pink, and I'm just going to apply this slightly above the contour, or the bronzing and shaping serum. I'm going to use the same blush on this side as well, and I'm always pressing in all my products, not swiping, so I don't disturb any of the foundation or the concealer or even the bronzer that's underneath. Alright, so now I'm going to powder this side. So I'm basically going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, just we have the bronzer and blush already on. So for powder bronzer, I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in the shade Light, and I'm just going to tap that on. Oh, I'm going to do the other side as well with this. For blush, to set the blush, I'm going to take the Ravie Beauty Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush in the shade Daydream. Okay, and then again, I'm going to go in with the powder puff on this side. Only apply it where I need it. So that would, like I said, I like the other side and the T-zone and anywhere else that gets shiny. Last thing I want to do is I'm going to now apply some highlighter. So I'm going to take one of my favorite highlighting palettes. This is the Dior Backstage highlighting palette, and I'm going to take the two top shades and mix them together, pre-blend it on the back of my hand, and apply that to the cheeks. And I also like to apply it kind of like right in here as well. Okay, to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take the two shades that we used in the crease on the lower lash line. Did I not apply any concealer here under the eyes? Oops, my bad. Wow. And then I'm going to apply the same mascara on the bottom lashes. Okay, for the lips, I just removed the excess lip balm that we had on. Now I'm going to take my Makeup by Mario Ultra Spade lip pencil in the shade Smoky Pink. I'm only going to overline the center of the lips, and then once I get to the outer corners, I apply the lip liner on the actual lip line. I like to stop overlining about right here. I'm gonna do the same thing to the bottom lip. Next, I'm going to take the brush side of the lip liner and just blend that lip line and fill in the lips as well. Then I'm going to use one of my favorite lipsticks. This is the Ravie Beauty Effortless Lips lipstick in the shade Dahlia. Okay, there are two setting sprays that I absolutely love. I do love the Charlotte Tilbury one as well, but I'm not going to use that in this video. I like to go between these two. I like to use this one for more of an everyday look, and then this one I go for like a special occasion or an evening out. They're both really good. This one is definitely like hairspray, but I'm not going to use this one for this video. I'm going to use this one. This is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray. I really had an amazing time doing all of these beginner makeup videos. So I hope you all enjoyed this series and today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!